This is Hofstra's Campus Conversations, the official podcast of Hofstra University's leadership team, focusing on issues of importance to Hofstra and higher education. Now welcome today's host, Hofstra President Susan Poser.
Hello, and welcome to Hofstra's Campus Conversation. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, newly appointed Senior Vice President of Development and Alumni Affairs, Laine Norton. Laine, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we are very happy to have you join us at Hofstra, Laine. Tell us about your path here.
Well, most recently, I served as the Vice President for Advancement at Ithaca College. Prior to that, I was at Syracuse University serving as the Assistant Dean for Advancement for the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs. Prior to that, I was at my alma mater, the University of Nebraska, overseeing the advancement team for the School of Business and the Jeffrey S. Rake School of Computer Science and Management.
Wow, well, that's a great resume there. Tell us a little bit about what you majored in college and how that turned into a career in fundraising.
So I studied news editorial and history, a lot of writing. Actually, it's interesting. I've talked to a number of faculty members that I remain close to, professors, while I was there. The pivot for journalism into fundraising for me is just a different vehicle to tell a story. So I tell philanthropic stories. I tell people's stories through philanthropy now. I did spend a little bit of time in and around the media. I worked for the Newseum in Washington, D.C. prior to getting into advancement. It enabled me to learn how to ask questions and to compile a story from what I was learning from those individuals.
Well, I've been around you now as you've been in this position for the past couple of months, and I can attest to the fact that you're very good at asking questions and at getting information from people about themselves and about their interests. Well, Laine, you bring such a breadth of experience to Hofstra. What have you learned about the nature of philanthropy over the course of your career so far?
Philanthropy is so individualized. It really is rooted in what people care about, what impacts their lives. And it's also about legacy. It's about personal legacy. It's about family legacy. And ultimately, I think there's this misconception that philanthropy is only about million-dollar gifts. And the reality is the compounded nature with which giving consecutively can have an impact is really tremendous. So ultimately, I found myself almost as a philanthropic counselor, helping others identify what's important to them and how it associates with an institution or multiple institutions that they care about or they want to see impact.
It's interesting that you say that, because I was going to ask you a question that's kind of related to that, which is some people don't like to do fundraising, or they're uncomfortable asking people for money because they feel that they're somehow being greedy or selfish or something like that.
Yeah.
How do you think about that? How does it start to come easier?
Philanthropy is providing an opportunity. So individuals will show you their path and what they care about, right? It's about giving them the opportunity and the knowledge to invest in a way that is meaningful to them. I can't tell you how many times I got to the end of a gift where we were celebrating, sometimes decades of conversations, and the donor thanks me for giving them this opportunity. And that's really powerful.
Yes, I have seen that as well. It's interesting that you talk about it as giving them an opportunity. My moment of insight that made me feel better in asking people for money when I was a dean, I suddenly realized that, if I get a gift, I don't get to go out and buy something. It's not about
it's not
me.
Yours.
It's not about me at all, right?
Yeah.
It's about their relationship to the institution, as you're saying, where their passions are. So you've done a lot of this. Where did your passion for it come from? I understand the career transition. What made you want to do this?
So my father was a dean for almost 35 years and a very active fundraiser in that effort. My grandfather was also in academia. He was a dean and a college president. So I watched my dad work with the university development team, who at Nebraska was just top-notch. He fundraised to move initiatives forward, and I saw the impact of that. I saw chairs being endowed, faculty lines being endowed. I saw international programs being created. I also saw a state-of-the-art new journalism building built thanks to the generosity of the then publisher of the Omaha World Herald. And these were people that were part of our lives. They were true, genuine relationships. I was fortunate enough to then go on and major in journalism and actually experience that brand new philanthropically given building. So I was able to witness it from afar, and then I got a front row seat again at my alma mater to try it out at a time when a lot of inertia, a lot of initiative was happening. When I joined the University of Nebraska Foundation, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln had just entered the Big Ten Conference, and there was just a palpable inflection point that something was on the horizon innovation that private investment could really help fuel. That really fueled my fire there, and I was grateful to be able to apply the knowledge and the training that I received at Nebraska at two other extraordinary institutions at Syracuse and at Ithaca.
Yeah, and of course, some of what you just told me I knew, right? Because we were both at Nebraska at the same time, and I knew your father as a dean, and we knew each other a little bit. But one thing I knew for sure is what you're saying about the foundation, that you got such great training there. It was really a training ground for so many fundraisers who went on to be development professionals as you have and raised a lot of money for that university. So I've been accused of trying to bring a lot of Nebraskans to Hofstra, but I stand guilty as charged. So, Laine, you joined Hofstra at a very exciting time. In 2024, we launched Hofstra 100, the comprehensive strategic plan to prepare the university for the future and for our centennial in 2035. Where do you see yourself fitting in with this plan?
Ultimately, I believe in the transformational power of philanthropic giving, and you have to have a vision for where you want giving to be invested. My experience and deep commitment to philanthropy and to alumni engagement, I think will partner at this really critical juncture. You know, we have some back of the house work that needs to be done, data hygiene and working on prospect management and development. Ultimately, my goal is to help inspire philanthropic commitment. This precipice of developing a new campaign that will align with not only the strategic plan and your leadership, but will take us to the centennial of the institution. I think it is a really pivotal time to be at this transformation point. I'm excited about the development of College Town as well. I think that's going to play a really foundational role in expanding our community investment and involvement. It's the type of thing that you and I have seen before that significantly elevates an institution. So I'm excited about all of it. There is a lot of momentum in place.
The College Town that you're talking about is this idea to take down Schuart Stadium, build a lacrosse stadium on the north side of campus, and take that 15 acres or so where Schuart Stadium currently stands and build a mixed-use village there, a kind of college town for Hofstra that would, of course, be open to the whole community, where you could go to get a meal or buy a pair of jeans or listen to music and maybe even have some housing there as well. So we're all very excited about that, and it's really the perfect time for you to be coming on board to help us with that. So tell me more on a sort of personal level. How have you been adjusting to life on Long Island and at Hofstra? And of course, I know that you actually live in the city.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about this transition.
It's been such a welcoming community. I've been so impressed not only with the enthusiasm and welcome, but the willingness to help. There's just this, if you need anything, please let me know. And that's a wonderful place to be walking into. I do love the energy and camaraderie that we're building over in Weller Hall. We've got a nice vibe going in there. So as I come to walk to you, Susan, I enjoy the beauty of the sculpture garden. It's been covered in snow for the majority of my first month and a half, but excited to see it in the spring and really spend more time on campus.
Well, wait till you see the tulips. That's really something to
So
behold.
I've heard.
Yes, we got to wait another month or so for them. Anyway, thank you, Laine, for taking the time to talk with me about your new position and about your plans for the future at Hofstra. We have already started to work together very closely, and I'm also looking forward to that, both on a professional and personal level. It's really wonderful to have you on the team, and I know that all of my colleagues feel the same way.
Thank you, Susan. I am excited as well.
To our listeners, thank you for listening. If you would like to find out more about Hofstra 100, the strategic plan, you can visit hofstra.edu/100. And we'll see you the next time. Thank you.
If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas for Hofstra's Campus Conversations, please email podcast@hofstra.edu. Hofstra University has produced and provides this podcast for general information only. It is created in collaboration with WRHU Studios.